The moment you never forget is the moment that somebody tells you that you have cancer. It's terrifying. But the doctor said, "We have the best guy." And that was the first time I ever heard of Dr. Tewari. And when I got to see him, I walked in, and the first thing he said to me was, "We have a lot of work to do the next 10 years. And I cannot tell you how relieved I was that someone who knew a lot about this thought I had 10 years of work ahead of me, because that meant 10 years of life.
As a global leader in cancer care and research, Mount Sinai intends to change the narrative of prostate cancer so that men can live longer, healthier, and cancer-free lives.
For over 10 years, under Dr. Ash Tewari's visionary leadership, the Urology Department at Mount Sinai has played a pivotal role in shaping and transforming the landscape of patient care.
Ash, he never gives up, and he will never stop working toward a cure of prostate cancer. He's driven in the best way possible.
As a result of his vision and the hard work of his team, Mount Sinai has solidified its place as an innovator and as a world leader in the detection and the treatment of prostate cancer.
This is a journey of hope. Research is searching for a better answer.
Hope is a really important word. Hope for me means that we have real, known, defined outcomes with other men that have walked on the same path you're on.
The celebration of this year's gala is a sum total of many small things which we are doing in research, which are ultimately going to help us in beating this cancer.
The priority is the patient, and we never forget that.
The whole idea of research is that we won't stop doing research until we can cure every man of prostate cancer.
What my lab is doing right now is learning how to jumpstart the immune system to attack tumor cells.
Our greatest discovery has been that we can reverse engineer the tumor microenvironment, trying to create it from an immune deficient to an immune-rich microenvironment.
We are looking at the cancer gene by gene, one step at a time. The key is in the cell. Everybody's cancer is different. Even it's a single disease, everybody's disease is different. What we have discovered is there is a gene called BRCA, which earlier discovered in breast cancer, but we recently found it is altered in prostate cancer too. What my lab is discovering and working on, how this BRCA mutation changes the cells from a benign to metastatic disease.
What we have discovered in the last 5 to 8 years has really been profound. Using genomic approaches, my lab has been focused on really identifying the molecular characteristics of this highly aggressive, lethal form of prostate tumors. We are able to define the molecular landscape as well as the cellular landscape of how the cells behave.
And even in the past year, we've been treating people with a brand new modality of therapy that really hasn't existed before. This new treatment called PSMA LU177 therapy is an injection that you get every 6 weeks. It's primarily for patients with advanced disease where the cancer has spread and where they've already received other treatments. The way it finds the cancer is that the cancer cells have a little flag on their surface called PSMA. And because it's only on the cancer cells, these drugs that are injected can find their way to the cancer cell, attach themselves, and then deliver this radioactive payload directly to the cancer cell and kill it much more effectively than we were able to in the past.
We are working as a group from a basic molecular science to imaging to the surgical techniques, and all together, we in our group are making a difference in prostate cancer, A, quality of life, and B, mortality.
Dr. Tewari has pioneered groundbreaking robotic surgical techniques that we never could have imagined a decade ago. His innovations have drastically improved the quality of life for countless individuals.
Robotic surgery has been a game changer in terms of the treatment of prostate cancer.
In the robotic surgery, we have developed methods of maximizing the cancer removal. We have developed nerve-sparing techniques which actually save more nerves. And we have developed methods in how to preserve the continence. All that is helping in a longer life expectancy and better quality of life.
The ability to get patients back on their feet quicker, with less pain, get them back to work and back into their lives quicker. These are things that you wouldn't think were possible 10 years ago.
We are not leaving any stone unturned in this battle.
There are many options now for treating cancer. Most people think of it as a death sentence. However, there are other techniques that include mind and body.
My research is trying to understand what the psychological problems are, what the challenges are for patients and their family members.
In order to fight prostate cancer, you have to think of yourself as being the strongest that you possibly can. My role is to create a roadmap for the patients, to create a path for them to improve their health and give them all the tools that they can to deal with this. And those are physical, emotional, spiritual. All of these things are very important so that you can go on this journey.
We celebrate the actions, the efforts, the spirit which my team carries. And it's in sum total of that celebration coming from the patients who are smiling.
The thing that Dr. Tiwari and his team gave me was confidence. They were confident, and so I was confident. And it made the process feel better. I kind of knew I wasn't going to die. And that's a gift.
We celebrate our vision taking us closer to actually finding a cure for prostate cancer.
Steve was brilliant, but that doesn't capture him. He was the finest person I've ever met, the kindest person you would ever meet. His contribution to science was to articulate a greater understanding of post-traumatic stress disorder. How did trauma lead to the disability associated with PTSD and all the symptoms? And by understanding resilience, we could come up with better treatments for PTSD. Steve Southwick died of prostate cancer because we didn't have the treatments available to cure him. And I hope this award motivates prostate cancer researchers to come up with a cure. So great men like Steve Southwick would not have died.
Every year, we want to recognize one researcher who may or may never see a patient on the bedside, but should know about Dr. Southwick, because things they do in the back end which will help a patient have a better quality of life or a better longevity of life.
Research is like climbing a mountain, like climbing the Everest. So we are not reached the top of the Everest yet. We need to go long way. We have a focused goal to moving forward. Every day is different challenge. So it's a journey always.
He epitomizes a researcher who is in the trenches, working on multiple fronts at the same time to help the patients with prostate cancer.
I'm working as a bridge between a basic clinic research lab and the clinicians to develop a therapy in our lab to bringing to the clinic, and that can go to clinical trial.
I want every researcher to remember there are Dr. Southwicks out there who need their help. Go out, do something better, find a newer kind of a treatment, and let's work together in beating this cancer.
This is an exciting time of the research. We are working with a technology called CRISPR, which is a genetic engineering technology to eliminate a gene from the cellular system. We are discovering new things every day.
Steve Southwick's journey will be an inspiring force for researchers as to what they find new will impact another person.
Our hope is we don't say a survivor of cancer, we say that we cured the cancer, we cured the disease. That's the hope for us.